This Shark Tank investment left Mark Cuban broke. Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the Shark Tank investment that left Mark Cuban broke. Let's get right into it. For a period spanning over a decade, the illustrious Mark Cuban, billionaire investor and entrepreneur, has graced the set of ABC's highly popular television show, Shark Tank. Throughout his tenure on the show, he has gained an abundance of experience in the art of investing, witnessing the good and the bad. As one of the most respected and shrewd investors in the business world, Cuban has honed his skills to identify promising ventures with potential for success, as well as to discern those that are not worth his time and resources. Despite his considerable success as an investor, Mark Cuban has also had his fair share of missteps, encountering investments that did not yield the desired returns. According to his interview on the Full Spend podcast, Cuban revealed that he has invested almost $20 million in 85 startups on Shark Tank, but has experienced an overall net loss from those deals. However, he clarifies to CNBC Make It that this loss is currently only on a cash basis, and doesn't take into consideration the fact that he has yet to exit several of those investments. He also mentions that there are ongoing operating businesses with their respective valuations that need to be accounted for. Cuban has publicly shared his worst investment on the show, which was in the breathometer. Breathometer was a device that claimed to measure a person's blood alcohol content using their iOS and Android smartphones. However, the app proved to be unreliable, resulting in its shutdown by the Federal Trade Commission. Breathometer was founded in September 2013 by Charles Michael Yim, and he remains the company's CEO. Charles Michael Yim, a serial entrepreneur who had founded 3 startup companies including Chatterfly, a mobile loyalty platform for business that was acquired by Plum District in December 2011, founded Breathometer in 2012. Yim noticed that there was no commercial breathalyzers available for the smartphone market, and the only portable breathalyzers commercially available were both expensive and impractical for users to take with them on a night out. To fund the development of the device, the company launched an Indiegogo crowdsourcing campaign, which ran until April 2013. The campaign aimed to raise $25,000, but it raised over $138,000 by the time it closed. In September 2013, Yim appeared on the TV show Shark Tank to pitch the product. Initially, he asked for $250,000 for a 10% stake in the company. However, all 5 investors on the show ended up investing a total of $1 million for a collective 30% stake in the company. In 2017, the FTC conducted an inquiry into Breathometer and reached a settlement with the company. The FTC charged that the company made false marketing claims of accuracy and knew that the product frequently underreported BAC levels. As a result, the app was shut down and customers were offered full refunds. Sales of Original and Breeze were reported to have totaled $5.1 million according to the complaint. After the controversy, Mark Cuban criticized the founders' mismanagement of funds and called it the worst execution in the history of Shark Tank. Mark Cuban, one of the investors in Breathometer, became concerned about Charles Michael Yim's work ethic when he noticed Yim's extravagant travels on Instagram. According to Cuban, Yim was frequently posting photos from Bora Bora, Las Vegas, and Necker Island with Richard Branson. Cuban confronted Yim about his whereabouts and work ethic, but Yim claimed he was networking. The guy, Charles, I'd look at his Instagram and he'd be in Bora Bora, Cuban said. 2 weeks later, he'd be in Las Vegas partying, and then he'd be on Necker Island with Richard Branson. Cuban later discovered that all of the money invested in the company had been spent, leading him to conclude that Yim's travels were not for business purposes, but rather a sign of his mismanagement of funds. Next thing you know, all of the money's gone, Cuban said. In 2016, Charles Michael Yim shifted his focus to a new product called Mint, which claimed to measure levels of sulfur compounds in the mouth to evaluate bad breath. However, this product is not currently available on the market. Yim denied Mark Cuban's accusation of mismanagement of funds and explained to CNBC Make It that he was on Necker Island to pitch the Breathometer to Richard Branson. He added that Branson had named the product a finalist in his Extreme Tech Challenge pitch competition in 2015, suggesting that his trip to Necker Island was for business purposes. However, it was later discovered that the technology behind Breathometer was not advanced enough to support the accuracy of Yim's claims. As a result, in January 2017, the Federal Trade Commission filed a complaint against Yim and Breathometer, alleging that their advertising claims were not supported by scientific research. The company later reached a settlement with the FTC, which required them to offer full refunds and notify all customers who had purchased the product. According to CNBC Make It, Yim acknowledged that insufficient testing was a major factor in the lack of success for some of his products. However, he remains optimistic about the future of Breathometer. Yim stated that the company has been acquired, although he did not disclose any details about the acquisition. The world of business can be unforgiving, and a single failure can have devastating consequences. For Cuban, the loss incurred from Bathometer is a reminder that even the most successful investors can experience setbacks. That's all for today, and we'll be sure to catch you all in the next one.